terrible twos, we have all heard about it. The 2-year-old toddler who acts defiantly, always saying no, throwing temper tantrums, and the famous breath holding. That emotional child that gets upset and instead of releasing a sound, the mouth gapes open and the tears fall as you stand there waiting and waiting. And then comes their outburst. How about that person who pushes the very last button, but to avoid saying the wrong thing, to avoid doing the wrong thing, you whisper a 2-second prayer as the anger boils inside, and then you feel the tears gently caressing your cheeks. Let's get a little closer. Christ at Gethsemane, where he experienced the greatest pain the night before his crucifixion, which was the most brutal and cruel form of execution. He knew he would be scorched with whips until his flesh tore. Then he would be forced to drag his own cross through the streets. Finally, he would be fastened to that cross with nails in his hands, his feet, and his side. He knew he would be hung to the cross innocently, but he was called to save you and I. It was Gethsemane where he experienced loneliness as his disciples slept, knowing what was happening next. It was at Gethsemane that after praying 3 times, finally words were displaced by sweat that poured as blood. What do you do when you go through your trials alone and you can't describe in words the agony inside? Yes, agony, the pain, anger, guilt are all emotions that we all try to subdue, that we all try to mask. Silently, we lock ourselves away, afraid of what tomorrow will bring, afraid of yesterday's failures and today moments that simply pass us by. You go through your Gethsemane, but nobody really knows because you have mastered the unspoken expressions, the quiet smiles, silent tears that displace your words. They see your dance, the tilt of the head, the raised shoulders, but no one sees the struggle to sustain the very breath that you breathe, to move to the rhythm of your brokenness. They see the smile when the curtains are drawn, but when the lights are out, back to the place of emptiness you go, back to the place where you stash away your self-esteem, to the place where you bury your inadequacies, back to the place where you safely tuck away the words and exchange it for tears. But God sees your silent tears, and when you can't speak, Romans says the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. David, while captured by the Philistines in Gath, in Psalms he cried, "You keep track of my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book."
You don't have to speak to converse with your Father. He has an intimacy with you, and he knows it all. Each tear that you cry, he knows the reason why. And each tear that you drop, they will not be futile. They will not go to waste. He identifies with you, and he will remember it all. The lonely days, the agony.
In the end, he shall wipe away all tears from your eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. In your distress, when you cannot speak, release your tears, but place them at the Savior's feet.